the moment is like in my head.
So Kimmy is talking about her sexual drive after going through chemotherapy for breast cancer.
Because if you don't feel good about yourself, I mean, that plays a factor.
That's always been a factor for me in life, just general.
Yeah.
When I met Maurice, I felt like he thought I was prettier than I felt I was.
Yeah.
That's just always been me. But in this particular instance, it's the potential medical side effect. I've talked to some physicians that have said when they have a patient that's diagnosed with breast cancer, like they give all of their patients like an antidepressant. Like,
really?
All of them. Yeah.
Kimmy is one of my favorites from Love and Marriage Huntsville because she reminds me of someone who you would be excited to go to church for to see every Sunday. It's not that I would just, like in my mind, she's that friend of the family or a friend at church that you so excited because you know that they're very family oriented. It's not like she's the type that's going to hang out with you all, like, because you're like, I'm always like the single person at the church. So it's known, like, it's not like we're going to hang out every day or anything. But when you get those moments, like when you see them at church or when they see them for the holidays, they're always like, seem like they would be this burst of like joy. And at the very minimum, she's going to show up for the most important things, like a graduation or a christening. I do. I really like Kimmy. And she could be a facade and she could be at home wilding. I just don't get that vibe. She's a joy whenever you see her, but her boundaries is her family first, which is understandable, you know. What bothers me about, and this is my thing with the whole marriage that no one's talking about, is that as you age, like initially people are saying it's about how you look, what you have. Man, when I tell you life is truly, like Wendy Williams said, ebbs and flows. Somebody could be on top, have a six-figure plus position, find that there's a lawsuit or health issues, and have to restart all over again. When I tell you it's more than a credit report or a child, like it's so much to a person than these different factors that I hear come across when we're discussing dating. For me, Kimmy probably would have never saw breast cancer for her story. But then we're here. And when I tell you, I got a lump in my throat just thinking about it. Like when the people that you really see as joy are going through, it does something to me. And I've just been so proud to watch her go through her journey on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because not too long ago, I didn't go through a cancer scare, but I went through a journey that I'm going to eventually post when I get the strength to like be able to talk through it without choking up or whatever. But it was a journey that really has caused me, like, I haven't done any DIYs in a while. I really have just been in a very internal process. To see Kimmy go through a very much more intensified journey than my own and have to sit and discuss sexually satisfying her husband while on a health journey. When people go through health journeys, this is something I never realized. It's going to change you into a whole different type of person when you're going through it. You're going to eat differently. You're going to smell air differently. Your body is going to be different to you. You're going to be doing research to figure out ways to be stronger, healthier. You're going to start talking to people who've been where you are. You're going to probably align with like all type of positive talk, monks and religion and Bible scriptures. And when I tell you the amount of self-care, like everything changes. Your wherewithal, it goes from all of these getting this done and checklist and work to I need to rest as much as possible. I need to eat as well as possible. So to be on having to watch her, it was last season they were on the media circuit where he had said something to Carlos King about sex. And to see her on here talking to her friend, and I get it. I'm okay with having this conversation because women talk to their girlfriends all the time about sex. This truly bothers me because the internal mindset when you're going through a physical, medical situation in which you don't have any answers and you hear certain probability. Oh, I'm about to start crying. You hear certain probabilities, and it just, you're inside, your mind is just going, and you're trying. Well, I can only speak for me. My mind was just going, and you're trying so hard to keep up with what they're saying, and you're trying to read between the lines because there's certain things doctors can't tell you, and you're just trying to fight the fight. Why could Maurice just let her have this year or 2 or 3? Why could it just not be for the next 2-3 years, or maybe a year or 2, to go on a self-disciplined sex journey and fast that one aspect up to God? And no, I don't know what it's like to be a man, but why couldn't it be that for that year or 2 that you're going through that process with the Lord, that he strengthens you in that area of discipline, and that you get that over to God, and then you align with your wife and you fight together to that at the end of it, you could be able to say, I disciplined myself with the idea that my wife was going to heal. Why couldn't that be the fast? Why couldn't it be, I'm going to fast up this sex because she's already not feeling it. And me using this as my fast, it can go towards prayer, towards her healing. You see what I'm saying? Like, why did it have to be you jumping on her? Yeah, my wife we gonna get it in. I was so appalled and like, even now I want to cry. Because when you're really going through like that, all you be wanting is support. And I know it's just to seem like no big deal, but it's bothering me for Kimmy that this type of condition was placed on Maurice's love. And that she even had to think about, and then she would have the chemo going through her body. And she got to think about how to sexually satisfy this husband. I'm interested in hearing, if y'all even see this review, your thoughts and how am I, is it because I'm not a man, I'm not understanding? Because, like, I have the most empathy. I just wish she wasn't even having to have this conversation.